questions. Bob, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Porter, 43, 42. Ortega gets the 4-point play. Jalen, DCO, all that.
Yeah.
How big was that spark? How needed was that spark?
Huge. It was a separator. We got some separation. We couldn't get separation, and we got a little maybe in the first half, like 8. I got to 8 or 9. I don't know what the biggest lead in the first half. And they kept on coming back and cutting it. No, it was huge. That his confidence in getting that, and then so much the DCO. I thought our defense, we were getting gaps, we were getting stops. Thought Jalen Moore played totally within himself. When he drove it and they tried to dig down, he picked it up and kicked it. He's learning from that. Early on, they came at him, so he drove. Then they stayed back, and he hit a shot. In transition, he's ridiculous. His effort. You always talk about guys. I've said this to you guys a lot, but as done it long enough, you see guys that are athletic, but they don't get their athleticism into the game. Jalen Moore gets his athleticism into the game so much. Running, jumping, defending, energy. I thought he played a phenomenal game within himself.
Jesse.
Porter, in addition, Ortega made some really big plays in that second half too. We've asked you a lot about him, but his growth from, the last season, the off season to now, how much is it translating on the floor?
Man, I thought Ortega, tonight it did some really good things, like little things that we saw defensively, and we talked to him the last couple days about it, and he's got to be a leader for us in all those intangibles defensively. And I said before the game, I said, Tega, you practice these last couple of days like you did, November, December. And I thought he did a lot of good things. And, sometimes it doesn't translate to scoring. I don't know how many he had. He still had 13. But, he had a couple turnovers. He had 4. And just got to continue to take care of the ball. But, I thought Rice was a really good player. And Tega's just so strong. I thought Tega was really physical defensively today.
Go Tim and James.
Porter, talk about the challenge coming up with starting conference play after you guys have performed really well.
Well, we know that the conference is the conference. It is what it is. We haven't gotten ahead of ourselves. I thought these guys did a great job of one game in a row. The biggest game is the game right in front of you. Now we know, they can't take it, non-conference in the bank. We know we're the best league in the country. We know every game is an absolute going to be an absolute barn burner. I just think the way this league is, the defenses, it's unprecedented. I keep saying that these first 2 years. Now it's even crazier. I think 4 or 5 you had in Houston, Cincinnati, BYU, and Central Florida, and how they're doing. And so it's going to be night in and night out. You just got to. Really, I'm going to do what I've done all along. I have my schedule and a piece of paper, and I just barely go down and I see Iowa State. I have no idea who's behind that. I'm just going to keep a big piece of, art class from, 6th grade construction paper, and I'm just where I can't see through it. And I'm just going to slowly go down one game at a time. I don't even want to know. So none of you guys in here tell me 2 games ahead. It's like tell me what I'm getting. I don't want to know who I got. I know we got Iowa State next.
James, we'll go Mason.
Porter, Coach Rice said nobody stopped his kid like that this year. So you talked about that a little bit. Your defense won this game, or at least got the separation because you run outs, and then you hit your threes off that transition.
Yeah. That it's funny because that was Latre's. To me, that was Latre's hardest 3. He was on a full sprint, stopped on a dime, and I told him he missed his first one. I told him, I hope you shoot 10 of them. He had wide open shots, and I think one of the good things is we got some physical guards. Jalen, Latre, Ortega, and Waldo are physical big guards. They can move their feet. They got strong chests. They're older, stronger. So I think that really is an asset for us as we head into this league. We got some older big wings that are physical defenders.
Mason.
Porter, how good was it to get Los and JV going together?
Man, I tell you what, the last couple of games, that they can carry the ball so well. 8 assists each. 16 assists, 3 turnovers between those two.
Yeah, that's great.
16 assists, 3 turnovers. They had no turnovers between them last game. So I thought that was a real positive. Those guys, man, it's great. It's such a luxury because one of them went out, and the next game we went on a run, and then it's just such a luxury having two guys you got complete confidence in with the ball.
Josh?
Yeah, Porter, you have a bunch of these now, these games that are close in the second half. You guys just run away with it down the stretch. What does it say about these guys if they're able to take these back and forth games and just play their best at the end of it?
We just keep talking about continuing to defend. Continue to defend and being hard to score against. And, I thought we were getting good shots. You'll see me. I was clapping a couple times. Our ball movement was terrific. I think we had 21 assists on 27 shots. Is that right? On 27 made baskets. We had 27 made baskets, 21. There was 21. And I thought we had a lot of good one more passes, too. We had one where it went inside, out, one round, and then back at it, and then we missed it. But it was like I was clapping. So I think but it all starts defensively. And that's what happened in this league too. There's gonna be times where you're gonna get locked up offensively, but you better be defending. You better be locking up, and that's what I think this group has got. Is I think we're defending through offensive lulls, and that's what you got to have, especially heading to the Big 12.
We have time for probably a couple more questions, Bob.
Porter, I know you weren't around for him when he was a player, but you appreciate history. It's been a week since Ryan Minor's passing.
Correct.
What do you remember him as a player? And did you get to know him since you took over?
I totally remember as a player. I was at Texas A&M, and I was even earlier than that before he was there. But so you knew him as a player how good he was. But the thing that just absolutely blows my mind is the outpouring of how good a person he was. And I didn't put together being afar how good he was at baseball too. I just knew him as a basketball player. I didn't know. And then you're hearing how good he was at both and how hard he worked at both. And then it's just mind blowing to get to the bigs in both, the NBA and Major League Baseball. That's like you're elite of elite if you can do that. But the coolest thing is what I told our guys is all that's great, but like the legacy he's leaving is how he did it. Like high character, work ethic, everybody. He had time for everybody. Everybody. There's literally there's not a person that doesn't say, "Oh man, he was one of my favorite people, and he was one of my favorite players." That's what a legacy that is.
Any additional questions for Coach? All right. Thank